Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Dark History Stories. Today we'll be looking at dark history stories from ancient ruins you should never visit. For thousands of years, humans have built structures to last across time. But when nature takes a hand in eroding these buildings, or disasters strike them down, some are left abandoned, crumbling into dust. Some ruins may hold incredible historical value, but without warning, they can also be hiding something sinister. It's time to explore the most haunted places you should never go to. Make sure you watch till the end to find out why. And remember to subscribe for more. Chained up in the catacombs, hidden beneath the bustling city of Paris is an underground labyrinth of tunnels, one of the largest burial grounds in the entire world. The catacombs were used from 1786 to 1860 and are home to over 6 million bodies. Most of the deceased were victims of war, poverty, or disease, and as such, their remains were seen as a burden by the ruling powers of the time. So rather than allowing Parisians to grieve or bury their dead, they were taken away and chucked into the catacombs. Victims of the yellow fever epidemic of 1832 were particularly stigmatized, and their bodies quickly transferred to the catacombs. This led to rumors spreading around the city about the area being cursed. Regardless, the corpses kept piling up, and by 1859, the catacombs had reached maximum capacity. Eventually, a tragic accident in 1860 led to the closure of the catacombs, and its remaining victims were reburied elsewhere. Today, the catacombs are considered a forbidden archaeological site. However, explorers and thrill-seekers still enter illegally. One such explorer was known only as Jacques, who managed to capture footage of his journey into the catacombs before sadly dying in 2012. In the footage, he and his friends move through the tunnels in near darkness, discussing how many bones they can see and hear echoing around them. The sheer number of bodies here means there isn't just a single story to tell, but countless stories all lost to history. If you ever decide to visit the catacombs, please respect those who died there and do so legally. We owe it to them after what they endured. The Island of the Dolls. In the Mexican city of Cancun lies the Isla de las Muñecas, or Island of the Dolls. This island was once a small paradise filled with lush foliage and white sand beaches. However, a tragic boating accident here led to the island's curse. In 1910, two brothers drowned trying to swim to shore after a storm capsized their boat. Soon after, locals began hearing cries for help coming from the water. Despite the apparent recovery of the men's bodies, they refused to stop calling for help. Locals attempted to speak with the brothers, but they only replied in strange voices, not their own. To appease the boys and put an end to their cries, an effigy was hung from a tree. But this practice did nothing to calm the waters. Instead, it seemed to anger them, as the dolls were soon ripped apart by angry waves. Every doll placed on the island seemed to suffer the same fate, until finally, one was left completely alone. This doll, however, did not meet the same fate, and instead remained safe and sound. Many believe this is the ghost of the boys themselves, and the island has been cursed to anyone who dares set foot there. Exploring the Amazon. The pyramids of Palenque are ancient structures located deep within the jungles of Mexico. Built between 300 and 800 AD, they were originally painted in bright colors, but centuries of erosion have leached away their vibrancy. During an excavation in 1951, workers uncovered the tomb of Pakal the Great, ruler of Palenque. The discovery was huge, but soon became macabre, as it was found that the sarcophagus was made of black obsidian and resembled the king's face. A wooden lid was covering the tomb, which archaeologists decided to remove. As the lid was lifted, a strange fog suddenly filled the chamber, causing everyone present to panic and flee. Later, when they returned, they discovered the skull of Pakal the Great. The eerie fog was likely caused by rising groundwater. But why did it happen right as the tomb was opened? And is the spirit of Pakal watching over his final resting place? A haunting in the House of Usher. The House of Usher was once a grand manor house belonging to the wealthy Usher family. Built in 1792, it was designed by architect William Thornton and boasted 32 rooms. But by 1839, the house had fallen into disrepair. Legend has it that the Usher family was cursed by a former servant who predicted that one day the house would burn to the ground and take all of the ushers with it. While the house never burned down, it did fall victim to mold, mildew, and insects, slowly crumbling to pieces. By 1928, it was clear that the building was unsafe and it was demolished. It's said that the ghost of Roderick Usher still wanders the streets near his former home. He can apparently be seen driving his horse around the neighborhood at night. Locals say you can also see his sister, Madeline, standing at the upstairs windows of her former home, the mysterious castle of Otranto. Located in the Italian town of Otranto, this castle was once a stronghold against invading armies. It was initially built during the 13th century by the Swabian dynasty, but fell to the Angevins just a few decades later. During the 15th century, a terrible earthquake shook the region, collapsing part of the castle wall and causing the death of 11 people. Some say the vibrations caused by the earthquake awakened something dark and evil inside the castle walls. Shortly after, the castle's caretaker and his daughter were crushed to death by falling debris, and a local woman was killed by a sudden illness. Everyone fled the castle, leaving it abandoned and empty. Rumors spread that the castle was cursed, and the few who entered were never heard from again. In the centuries since, parts of the castle have crumbled away, and much of its interior is lost to time. Though now in ruins, the castle of Otranto is open to the public for exploration, but at your own risk. If you want to learn more about scary historical ruins, then make sure to stay tuned.